River State High Court in Port Harcourt has reserved judgment on a suit filed by elected states, local government and ward executives of all the All Progressive Congress under the leadership of Emeka Beke. The suit is against the party's national executive and members of the Seven-Man Caretaker Committee in River State, led by Tony Okocha. Other defendants in the suit filed by Sam Etetegun on behalf of himself and all elected executives of the APC, including the Inspector General of Police, the Nigerian Police, and the Independent National Electoral Commission. Etetegun, Bernard Ezemoye, and Ezekiel Ubom, on behalf of the elected executives of the APC, are challenging the dismissal of the elected executives under Beke's leadership and the appointment of the Caretaker Committee led by Okocha by the National Working Committee of the APC. ATN reports that during the resumed session on Thursday, councils representing the parties argued and adopted their final written addresses. The presiding judge, Justice Sika Aprioku, after hearing their arguments, reserved judgment which will be communicated to the parties within 48 hours. Justice Aprioku also ruled on an application for joinder by some members of the APC loyal to the vice chairman of the APC South-South, Victor Gideon. The application was dismissed for lacking merit, and the judge awarded 300,000 naira in favor of the claimants. Ugochukwu, what is your immediate reaction to this story?
Choma, this is the Nigerian politics at play. This is the politics of power tussle, and in flagrant disregard to the Electoral Act, from which the parties drew their constitution, because constitution of the parties are in line with what the Electoral Act and the Constitution of Nigeria says. So if the Electoral Act and the Nigerian Constitution has stipulated that as a party you elect your members through convention, a recognized convention, with INEC being notified. Remember that INEC will serve as observer to know the credibility of the said convention, where elections are organized from the ward level, from where ward level delegates will move to states, to local government, to states, and then from state to the national, which runs off any convention of any particular given party. So if we have a constitution and they must be followed, this particular constitution being followed will let us know that the party constitution is supreme, and whenever they are not in tandem with the laid down rules of any political given party, they run contrary and foul. So you remember that when this imbroglio started in APC in River State, we said it. We said truth to power, and that is we are relying on the letters of the law and the APC constitution. Even if you are a layman or not a card-carrying member of any political party, it is an obvious knowledge that you cannot remove an executive that is or was elected through a convention by fiat. You can only suspend according to the rules. You can, if there is any disobedience or anti-party activity or whatever that runs contrary to the party's constitution, the person can be suspended. But you cannot by fiat remove that particular executive. Now, you remove the whole executive in River State. It's not only that you suspended the chairman, put the vice chairman on acting capacity, which we see in the national level, but now you remove them. For what reason? What is the offense?
Have you gone through the party constitution?
No, that is what I told. I don't need to go to the APC constitution to know that why would the National Working Committee by fiat remove a state, not a ward, not a local government executive, that was elected the way they were elected, through the votes of delegates, through the timetable of announced national convention, because once they say national convention, it begins with the word from the word level. So when you do that, you cannot run away from it than to have your day in court. And it's not painting APC in a very good light. But if those people, their tenure has been elapsed, if these particular people, there is a serious breach on the terms and conditions of their stay as ESCOs of APC in Rivers State, you can build from there. But because
how do you
wake
build
up,
if there is a breach? How do you build from there, like you just said?
If you want to build, you know that what you're going to do is to set up a panel from the national. They'll investigate, and if they are indicted, and they will be called to a fair hearing. Yes, but those things we didn't see it. We didn't see it. So any man that has an offense, even when the Constitution of Nigeria says, even when you apprehend the person is termed innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So in terms of political party play, the APC national goofed.
The APC
national.
To be quite specific, they have in parties as well as unions.
Yes.
There are different functions. They have the APC NEC. Even unions, they have NEC, that is the National Executive Council. Then they also have the National Working Committee. The National Working Committee across board, usually they are the ones that see to the day-to-day running of the party or the union
organization.
Nationally. It means that they oversee the affairs of the party or the organization or the union at the national level, and that encompasses all the states. So when you say PDP national, you have to clarify APC national in this instance. You have to clarify whether you're talking about the APC Executive Council or the APC National Working Committee. But in this instance, it's the National Working Committee.
But the National Working Committee, Choma, you'll understand in Nigeria, power overlaps. You cannot take away the hands of the National Executive Council.
Their job is to ratify.
They ratify
or take tough decisions. When the National Working Committee finds it tough, they go to the
Nigerian setting that we are. They can also ignite.
Overrule.
They can also ignite.
Oh, ignite.
And send the National Working Body. So whatever the National Working Committee wants, whatever the National Executive Council wants.
Who makes up the National Executive Council?
The National Executive Council is the Publicity Secretary, the Secretary General, maybe the deputy across the geopolitical zones. You know, they normally have
the vice president or vice chairman South and Southeast, and yes.
Then the national chairman and the legal advisor and the PRO and all those people.
Who are all those people? How about the states?
No, the states are also members, but you talk about those who we are not.
You're talking of the National Executive Council.
But we are talking about the immediate National Executive Council. Are also those people.
That's what I'm asking. When you say whether you immediate or national, I mean, it's the immediate doesn't change anything. It's still the National Executive Council. Who makes it up?
Yes,
now the point is,
it comes from the states.
Even too. Okay, very well. So how possible is it that the NEC will ignite the National Working Committee against a state that is part of the NEC, and they won't raise alarm?
A state, that's alarm Emeka Beke is raising, and he has been raising that alarm because he knew what happened, because he's a member of the NEC. He's a member of the NEC, and he, who is a chairman of a party, before you grow in politics in Nigeria to become a state party chairman, you must have grown through the ranks, and you know your left from your right. So he knew that they have not run foul of the constitution of the party to warrant their being, relieved of their duties. And in the same breath, a caretaker
you
committee
cannot
was
say,
appointed
well,
and
you
the
cannot say in the first instance that they have not run foul on the constitution of the party, because hold on, I have asked you, hold on, if I interrupt, because you've been talking about procedures.
Yes.
You have not seen the APC constitution, so you do not know what the constitution considers
As
gross misconduct or a breach. And you do not know how the constitution has empowered the working committee to act or set aside an elected state executive council.
And I'm now basing my argument on the reaction of Emeka Beke and his group.
Okay.
Because if they knew they have run foul of the whatever is the lead-hand procedure in APC, I don't think they will be so naive to be going to the courts to challenge it.
All right. And now in Nigeria, when you said you don't think they'll be so naive, have you seen politicians who apparently disobeyed the law, went against the law, and it backfired? You still see them going to appeal the judgments that have set them right?
Choma, in the case of APC state chapter in Rivers State, I've followed their story. And I've also heard from Tony Okocha, who is the caretaker chairman. So if you look at from their presentations and their arguments, you find out that Emeka Beke has a higher stake, because if there is anything that they have run foul, you know, Tony Okocha in his charismatic and clandestine way, we will spill it out. So, but this one is there just that after the election, you say who worked for, the only in thing there is because Emeka Beke, if the truth must be told, this is a national television that is why I've been asking you questions, because I need you to say the truth. Now go to the meat of the matter. The matter is that Emeka Beke is seen as an ally of the former governor.
I was actually coming to that, this statement you made, because that was the next question I wanted to ask you. Even currently, as it stands in Rivers State politics, who has been doing the job of opposition in Rivers State politics? Between the caretaker committee, the Tony Okocha-led caretaker committee, and the Beke elected executive committee. Yes, they are executives. The elected executive. Who has been doing the job of an opposition in Rivers State? For me, and then who has pledged allegiance to the governor, as it were?
You see, Choma, if you look at the power play in the Nigerian political space now, I don't consider those politicians being partisan. They are not card-carried. They don't respect the lines and the bounds of being a member of a given political party. Okay. Do you know the reason?
Tell me.
In Rivers State, Tony Okocha has taken. Of course, you know that there is a faction, because Emeka Beke has not stepped down his pursuit to reclaim his seat. And Tony Okocha, having come from the federal, is also now playing to the hands of PDP, in the PDP Nyesom Wike led group in Rivers State, because Nyesom Wike helped APC.
When you say Nyesom Wike led group,
yes,
I know what it's PDP factionalized.
In Rivers State. Rivers State is factionalized, whether you like it or not.
All right.
The truth to be told, because if they are not factionalized, they are not in unison in supporting a governor that they produced. Okay. They are the people who are pulling the governor down. They are the people whose party has been dismembered into a Martin Amehule. You see it. Martin Amehule led House of Assembly and Doko Jumbo led House of Assembly. So they are factionalized, because you have
PDP in Rivers State.
Sympathetic.
PDP in Rivers State is factionalized along the lines of the legislature.
Of the people they are sympathetic to
in the legislature.
Okay. And that has factionalized them.
All right.
Because you now tend towards where your interest is being taken care of. So in that, the Tony Okocha of APC faction is aligning with the Amatin Samehule,
All right.
who is seen as a loyalist of the FCT minister Nyesom Wike.
Okay.
And then Beke, who has hitherto been an orphan, even during the elections.
A political orphan.
No, his faction.
Yes.
Neither supported the president, Tinubu, during the 2023 presidential election. He never supported, because, Amechi vied for the ticket of APC and lost out. So that made the Tony Okocha group, the Emeka Beke group, run quiet during the presidential campaigns. Then the PDP, prior to the coming of Tony Okocha as the CTC chairman, PDP that was led by Nyesom Wike played the politics of aligning with APC to capture the state in the interest of a southern president. That should be made public, because the Nyesom Wike said that he is playing so that the southerner can be the president of Nigeria. We agree with him. So then Emeka Beke ran very quiet, and did not neither supported the emergence of the governor of Rivers State in the person of Senator Fubara, neither playing an active role in the emergence of the president of Nigeria, who is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So in that vein, you find out that when Tinubu came on board, Tinubu embraced Wike, and then Fubara came through the alliance of Nyesom Wike group, which is PDP in Rivers State, and then Emeka Beke became an orphan. And then immediately after that, the National asked Emeka Beke. Emeka Beke went into comatose, and the PDP under Nyesom Wike, who helped APC to come to power, Tony Okocha has no other option than to align with Nyesom Wike. And then Emeka Beke, realizing that he was drowning, now decided to run to support Fubara, who is having issues.
Governor Fubara, not Fubara, His Excellency.
His Excellency Governor Sibilaya Fubara, now trying to find a voice. So if you ask me who is playing the opposition, they are not playing the opposition, they are tearing the party apart in the name of playing an opposition.